What if a 10-year-old girl, with a single gesture, quietly shook the royal narrative and brought tears to the eyes of her royal parents? This is not fiction. This is the real-life moment Princess Charlotte left Kate and William in beautiful, stunned silence. The city of London stood still on that bright summer morning of June 14, 2025. Crowds gathered around Buckingham Palace for the Trooping the Colour, the grand annual parade honoring King Charles III's birthday. The royal balcony, historic, regal, familiar, was once again center stage for tradition, spectacle, and pageantry. As the Royal Air Force jets thundered overhead and the red tunics of the Household Division marched with military precision, the royal family made their appearance, Prince William, elegant and composed. Kate Middleton, graceful in soft blue. Prince George, calm. Prince Louis, delightfully animated. And then, between them, stood Princess Charlotte. There was something different this time. Not in her posture, but in her quiet, deliberate choice. Pinned carefully to Charlotte's dress was a sparkling silver brooch. To the untrained eye, it was simply beautiful. But to those who follow the royal family closely, it was unmistakable. This was the same brooch Charlotte wore at Queen Elizabeth II's state funeral. Not just any accessory, this brooch had once belonged to the late Queen herself, a beloved monarch and great-grandmother to Charlotte. By wearing it again, Charlotte didn't just honor the memory of her ancestor. She made a statement, one of remembrance, unity, and love. At only 10 years old, she tapped into the emotional undercurrent of royal legacy without uttering a single word. Observers noted the instant shift in Prince William and Princess Kate's expressions. It wasn't dramatic, it was subtle. A soft intake of breath, a slight glance exchanged. Kate's hand lingered gently on Charlotte's back. William gave a quiet smile that said more than words ever could. It was clear. They hadn't expected this. And yet, it was beautiful. As parents, they were watching their daughter take her own steps into royal life, not through obligation, but through choice. Through awareness. Through her own voice, expressed silently. Standing beside her, Prince George carried himself with the maturity of a future king in training. Prince Louis, the youngest, was full of lively energy, waving, pointing at planes, even breaking protocol for a giggle or two. But Charlotte? She balanced delicately between them, neither too serious nor too playful. She stood as a bridge between tradition and personality, youth and grace. Her gesture, simple, elegant, and deeply felt, set her apart, not as a future queen, but as a royal figure with emotional intuition and strength beyond her years. Children in the public eye often receive attention for their cuteness or their mishaps. Rarely are they recognized for emotional depth. Charlotte changed that narrative. In a world where gestures are often loud, exaggerated, or superficial, hers was quiet, powerful, and deeply rooted. She reminded everyone that empathy, history, and honor can begin early. And sometimes, it's the youngest among us who carry the weight of legacy most gently. The brooch wasn't just a fashion statement, it was a royal whisper. Queen Elizabeth II was known for her carefully chosen accessories, each brooch, each color, each detail chosen for a reason. Charlotte, knowingly or unknowingly, mirrored that same intentionality. It was almost as if the Queen's legacy had passed down not just through blood, but through symbolism. Through Charlotte's tiny hands, that legacy lived on. Social media erupted with admiration. Hashtags like #PrincessCharlotte, #RoyalTribute, and #LegacyInBrooch trended across platforms. Commentators praised her emotional intelligence, her maturity, and her sense of presence. Some royal watchers pointed out how rare and touching it was to see a royal child already understanding the power of public moments. News outlets from the UK to the US covered the moment with headlines like "Charlotte honors the Queen in stunning gesture" and "Kate and William's daughter steals the show with emotional tribute." What Charlotte did wasn't accidental. It was intentional. And it was timeless. In that moment, she taught the world that royalty is not about perfection, titles, or grandeur. It's about connection. And sometimes, connection is forged not with speeches or ceremonies, but with a single brooch worn by a thoughtful 10-year-old girl. Her message was simple: I remember, I honor, and I belong.